children, how are you all? Hope all of you are fine. Yes, already you studied about feeding habits in animals, breathing in animals, etc. Today we learn a new concept and very interesting one, that is movement in animals. Now you have seen animals move like ants moving, birds flying, cow moving out, yes, dogs walking. So you have seen animals are moving, but what body parts they use to move, that is different. How cow moves and how butterfly flies, it is different. Birds will fly, animals will walk, some will hop, isn't it? So movements in animals and birds are different, means that they are using different body parts for their movements. So here we are going to learn about different animals like land animals, water animals, how they move, what body parts they use for movement. So moving means it is moving from one point or one place to another place. So first of all we should know why the animals move or birds move. What are the reasons for movement? The first reason is to search food. To search food. Now you know that cow, morning they come out of their shed, go for grazing and then come back. That is, they have their food and come back. Like that, even butterflies or birds, they come out of their nest, go for in search of food and then come back in the evening. So in search of food, they move. Next is to protect themselves and their babies. Yes, sometimes birds will build their nest in one of the tree top, and then they feel that that place is not comfortable or suitable or not favorable, then they move to another place and build another nest. Like that, even the animals, if they feel that the place where they stay is not safe for themselves and their babies, they move out and search for another place. Then comes to build resting place and breeding place. Resting place means their home, and breeding means the place where they give rise to their young ones or they lay eggs. Okay, so that place also they will select the place where their babies will be safe and away from the enemies. So for all these reasons they will move. So what are the reasons for movement? To search food, to protect themselves and their babies, to build resting place and breeding place. Now in this chapter we will be learning about different types of movement in animals. Especially we will be learning about land animals or terrestrial animals, water animals or aquatic animals, insects, birds, reptiles and humans. These are the animals what we will be learning about. Now start with land animals. The four-legged animals that live on land are called as terrestrial animals. All terrestrial animals you can find they have four legs, or we say four limbs. Okay, the front limbs are called as forelimbs, FORELIMBS. Four limbs are the front ones, and the back limbs are called as hind limbs, HIND, hind. Now all the land animals or terrestrial animals have four limbs, that is FORE, four limbs at the front and two hind limbs at the back. Now what they use these limbs for? The limbs are used to walk, run or climb. Yes. Next, some animals like humans, bears, apes can even walk on their hind limbs alone. Okay, some small animals like rabbits, rats, squirrels run with using their four limbs. All the four limbs they will use and run. But for eating or holding food, they use only their four limbs, FORE, four limbs. Isn't it? So you have seen different type of animals. Majority of land animals use all the four limbs for walking or running or climbing. Okay children, now we will be learning about next type of animals, that is water animals or aquatic animals. Now, water animals, mainly we have examples are fish, then we have turtles, then what you say, crocodiles, then we have many other examples for penguins. Yes, so these are examples of water animals. Now we'll be learning only about a few water animals like fish, turtles, all those we'll be learning here. Now fish, coming to fish, fish have two pairs of fins. They are called as paired fins and unpaired fins. Now paired fins, these are the paired fins. The paired fins, they are used to move forward, to push the water back and move forward. They will flap this paired fins on water and they can move forward. Then unpaired fins, this will be here, the unpaired fins, they are used for to keep themselves in balance in water. To avoid water current or water force, to keep themselves balanced, they use this unpaired fins. And tails are used to change the direction. So for a fish there are two types, paired fins and unpaired fins. Paired fins are used to move forward, unpaired fin is to maintain balance, and the tail fin is used to change the direction of movement. So that's about fish. Next we'll learn about turtle. Turtles, you have seen turtles. Turtles have four pedal-like limbs here, two front and two at the back. They are called as pedal-like limbs, and using these pedal-like limbs they push the water back and swim. Next, coming to penguins. Penguins are again amphibians actually. They use their two forelimbs as flippers. You can see they are looking like wings, but they are called as flippers. F-L-I-P-P-E-R-S, flippers. Using these flippers they push the water back and move forward, and their hind limbs are webbed feet they are, and they can walk using this hind limbs. So they have four limbs, that is flippers, and hind limbs that can be used for walking on land. So that's about penguins. Moving towards frogs. Frogs, you can see here frog. Frog normally jump, or we say hop. So again frogs are amphibians. They can stay on land as well as in water. In water they use their webbed feet. This is the webbed feet. The joined, webbed means they will be joined. So they use webbed feet to swim, and on land they use their hind legs. These are the hind legs, which is very long hind legs they have, and using they give the pressure on this, or push these hind legs and jump forward. That is a long jump they do. So frogs can live both in water as well as on land. Now we will be learning about insects. What do you mean by insects? Insects are six-legged creatures. Insects have normally 6 legs, and few insects they have even 1 or 2 pairs of wings also. Give me some examples of insects. Yes, grasshoppers, butterflies, then honeybees, okay, and then we have ant, cockroaches. All these are examples of insects which have 6 legs as well as few have wings. Now moving towards the first one, grasshopper. Grasshopper you can see it has again 6 legs, and it uses its long hind leg for hopping. To give a jump it uses the hind legs. It is a long one, folded one, it is bent one, and then using that it gives a long jump. Then ants and cockroaches crawl on their legs. We say them as crawling on their legs. Next, some insects like water insects, they are water boatmen, use their legs as oars for swimming. Oar means O-A-R. Oar means it is you must have seen in boat or in small ferry boats, you can see they will use a stick in the form of an oar and push the water back so that they can the boat will move forward. So like that, these water insects like water boatmen use their legs as oars. They use their legs as oars and move forward. Now we have insects like what you say, lice and bed bugs. Lice means which is seen on your hair, on your scalp. Slowly it will move, and they normally we say crawl. They crawl. Insects such as lice and bed bugs crawl. They cannot fly, but they can crawl. But some insects like butterfly, honeybees, they can fly because they have wings. But what about the wings? Is it similar to the bird's wing? No, they don't have. The wings of the insect do not have bones or feathers. They are very weak. Easily we can break those wings. Their wings are made up of tiny colored scales. They move with the help of their chest muscles. Okay, so this is about insects. They have very delicate scales. Though they have wings, the wings are not very strong. Next we learn about the movement in birds. Give me some examples of birds. Yes, eagle, kite, crow, pigeon, whatever you see. Yes. Next we have a more number of birds like ostrich, kiwi, emu, penguin. All these comes under birds. Now birds also actually they have four limbs, hind limbs and forelimbs, and the forelimbs are converted into wings. So for the birds the forelimbs are converted into wings which help it to fly. Now while flying they flap this wing, means up and down. They move the wings up and down, that is called flapping. So they flap the wings and move forward. The wings are attached to the breastbone of the bird with the help of strong muscles, and the wings have feathers also, isn't it? These muscles enable the bird to flap its wing and to fly. So what it is, wings have feathers and the wings are attached to the breastbone of the bird with the help of strong muscles. These muscles enable the bird to flap its wings and fly. Now when it want to come and land on earth, or if they want to, after the flight it wants to land, what it uses its hind limbs. Using the hind limbs it land, and using the hind limbs they can walk, they can run, they can hop, they can perch. Perching means resting place. They can rest on a twig of the plant or a tree. Okay, so they to take rest or to walk or run, they use normally their hind limbs. And even the hind limbs are used for scratching, catching prey and attack enemies also. You must have seen eagle or how they catch their prey using their hind limbs, isn't it? So though all birds have wings, some are unable to fly. You don't think that every bird which has wings can fly. For example, ostrich, kiwi, penguin. It is though we feel that it is a wing, it is using that wings they cannot fly because those wings are too weak. Okay, so emu, they cannot fly, but they can use their hind limbs to run fast. This emu, you can see they have two hind limbs. Even though they have wings, the wings are too weak for flying, but they can walk very fast. Now penguins are flightless birds. What are flightless birds? The birds which cannot fly. The birds which cannot fly. Example of flightless birds: emu, ostrich, kiwi, then penguin. All these are examples of flightless birds. Now penguin is also a flightless bird which can swim well. Already I told you, in water animals penguin can swim. What they use, they have strong breast muscles to allow them to flap their wings and fly like birds. In water they will do that. And on land they have strong but short legs and webbed feet to walk on land. This is about penguins. So hope you understood about the movement in birds. Next we learn about reptiles. Have you seen any reptiles? Yes, give some example. Lizard, then what you say, crocodiles, turtles, tortoises, snakes. All these are example of reptiles. Reptiles crawl with their short limbs. Normally they have short limbs and they crawl using that. You must have seen lizard using their four limbs crawling. Yes, so they have short limbs. Next, snake, how they will move? Snake have no legs at all. Snakes have no legs. Since they don't have legs, they use their muscles and their scales to move. They have scales or plates on underside of their body. Underside of their body, they have scales. These scales or plates are attached to their ribs, attached to the ribs of the snake. And when snakes move, these plates act like feet and ribs act like legs. So easily they move forward. You must have seen snake always move in a zigzag manner or wavy motion because they have a long flexible backbone. They have long flexible backbone and strong muscle. That is the reason they are able to move in a zigzag manner. So that's about reptiles. Okay, so reptiles normally have short limbs, and snakes, they do not have any legs at all, and normally all the reptiles crawl. Fine, children. Next is we'll learn about human beings. Now we say that human beings are the developed animal or developed social animal. Why we say that? Compared to the limbs of animals, limbs of human beings are highly developed. Okay, they use only one pair of limbs to support their body while walking or running. Which pair of this one? Hind limbs. They are called as our feet, or we say that legs. Okay, so they use legs to support the whole body while walking or standing or running. Okay, and what about the forelimbs? Forelimbs are converted into hands, and we can hold objects and do any activities with our hands. So human beings are adapted in such a way that both the hind limbs and forelimbs are used for different uses. That is, hind limbs are used as legs to support our whole body, and using our hand we can do other activities, hold objects, hold tools, and all other types of work we can do it. That's why humans are the most developed among all animals. Humans have straight backbone. It can stand erect with the erect posture because they have straight backbone. So this is how different animals use different body parts for movement. Hope you understood this part. What you have to do now is take it in your book. You can just draw a concept map like different animals, different types of animals, land animals, then water animals, insects, like that, and which body parts they use for movement, how it is adapted. The body parts are adapted for different movement. So this is what you have to do it. Draw the concept map. Next is read the textbook, understand each point and underline the keywords or important points. Okay.